what should we prioritize if we're looking to expand our reach?
What I typically tell people, and this is to recalibrate your baseline. So if you're posting every single day, it's probably too much. You should not be posting 7 days a week on average. Everyone tells you to post every single day. Honestly, no, I'm currently about a 5-day a week. I sometimes push until like a 6, but I'm at about 5 days a week that I post. I tell most, quote, small businesses, you do not need to be creating content 7 days a week. And if you are, you're probably hurting yourself. On Instagram, quality matters more than quantity.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jen Herman to the call today. As you guys know, this is thank you so much for being here. I know you're busy. Okay, so anything you want to tell our group here today about you to set any context?
First of all, if you ask ChatGPT, I always do this because I bring receipts. If you ask ChatGPT, it will tell you I am the #1 expert to learn Instagram from. So, I'm just saying, it's not even top 20.
I tried that. My GPT was down this morning, or else I would have done that.
ChatGPT.
Right.
But so yes, this is something that I do. I live, sleep, eat, breathe all things Instagram, to Jeff's point. I'm the first person to call out Adam Mazzari, the head of Instagram, when he says certain things, because what he's saying isn't wrong. It's just what he's saying is for this type of audience, and then there's all these other audiences. And in the real estate space, in the brokerage space, and mortgages and all these types of things, you all work differently. You are not a B2C company. You don't have a widget to sell. You work differently. And so a lot of the things that impact you on Instagram are different than how they would impact other businesses. I've been working with the real estate industry for years, as Jeff mentioned, at least 2019. And before that, I'm actually speaking at California Association of Realtors next week in Long Beach, California. And I've been at NAR. I've worked for a number of brokerages and mortgage companies and that sort of thing on a private consulting basis as well. So I am familiar with your industry and how things are different. So I'm excited to dive into some of these topics with you.
That's awesome. Thank you. And just to give you a little bit more context, obviously this is all mortgage loan professionals here, and we or they serve two audiences. One is obviously consumer direct, but secondly is what we do here, Jen, is this is a platform where I equip them with content and classes to go teach real estate agents on how to succeed on various things. It includes Instagram, Facebook, ChatGPT, the NAR settlement, you name it, right? This group here leads with education. So I just wanted to give you that context.
My people, I love it.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I wanted to open up the conversation with, I think I told you this before today's call, is I wanted to really focus, but you can drive this wherever you want. I think when it comes down to it, you always ask people, like, what's your biggest challenge with social media? I know you've heard it. It's like, what do I post and all that? But I think you tell me, it all comes down to reach and engagement. Am I right?
Yes. And this is where I am mad at Instagram right now, because I have always said reach is the most important metric. And recently, my account flipped over last week, but about a month ago, Instagram has changed the primary metric to be views. This means that now all posts, reels, feed posts, stories, all have a metric called a view. A view is how many times that post was seen. That is different than reach. Reach is how many people saw the post. Views is how many times it was seen in total. So if I see your post 3 times, that's 3 views, 1 reach, right? So reach is always going to be technically lower than your views. But Instagram has made this switch. So now when you go into your insights on Instagram, you're actually seeing view counts. And it's very misleading, because if you look at, and I live in data, to Jeff's point, I have 2 science degrees, so I love it, a data analysis. When I go into my insights 2 weeks ago, all my reach data shows me that posts, not reels, are my top performing for reach. And I know that because I watch my data. But now that they've switched to views, reels are my, quote, top ranking content because I get more views on reels. Obviously, I have reels that are 6 seconds intentionally, so that if you look at it and you try to read the caption, you've watched that reel 2 or 3 times. There's ways that we're, getting more views on reels. So it looks like reels is my top performing content, but it's not. It's actually posts. So I'm navigating this because it's really all just happened in the last couple of weeks. But yes, Reach should be your primary metric. You can still get that out of all your insights. You can still get that out of your overall, account insights as well as individual post insights. Reach is your baseline. If you know that on average your posts reach 1,000 people, that's your baseline. If a post reaches 2,000 people, that is one we want to know more about. Why? Was it the time of day? Was it the time of the week? Was it the content? Was it the title? Was it the colors? Was there a person or not a person? What made that content perform exceptionally well? Similarly, if you have a post that reaches like 200 people, you're like, ooh, okay, we missed the goal on that one. What was wrong? All the same questions, but in reverse. And over time, you can start to find these trends and you start moving that reach from 1,000 to 1,200 to 1,500 to 2,000. And that's how you actually build your reach and distribution over time.
Okay. A lot to unpack there. And of course, folks, when you want to chime in and ask a question, you can either put it in the chat or raise your hand, unmute, whatever. All right. So for a period of time, I don't know, a couple of years or so at least, I've been conditioned on, if I want to grow my reach, I need to do reels.
Yes.
What say you to that today?
Yes, yes, and yes. And I say that with exhaustion because if you've ever heard me speak anywhere, if you've ever watched any of my videos, I hate reels. I hate them. I don't like consuming them. I don't like filming them. I don't like posting them. But go look at my Instagram account. There's an awful lot of reels over there. So this is remember back in the day when Facebook launched Facebook groups and like everyone was like, ooh, this is a fun new thing. And then Facebook came out and said, you have to have a Facebook group if you want reach. And everybody made a Facebook group because it was the only way you were going to get reach and distribution. Well, that's how Meta, Instagram, is treating reels. They're telling us we have to be there. And if you want to take advantage of the platform, you kind of have to be there. So you have to be creating reels. The key is to do them, period. They don't have to be good. I am the queen of a one taker. I literally am like, if my camera falls, if I make up words, which I do all the time, I don't care. I just keep recording. I'm a one taker. This is not something where I'm spending 3 hours editing a video, doing transitions, making all these fun animations. If you or your clients, your real estate agents want to do those things, go for it. Go gangbusters on it. But you don't have to. The key is to start doing it. Start doing the reels. Pro tip, reels under 30 seconds get distribution to new audiences. I see Tiffany nodding her head. She already knows this trick. Reels over 30 seconds serve your existing audience. If it's over 30 seconds, it will very rarely go into explore and
that's the cutoff. I thought all reels reached new audiences.
Nope. I had a reel that went out. It was a minute and 19 seconds. It went to 9% new audiences. And I was like, screw you, Instagram. So they typically will not distribute longer form, anything over 30 seconds, into explore, search, or recommended posts, because most of that content, if people are seeing it for the first time, don't have a bandwidth for 90 seconds. They're going to give you about 5 to 7 seconds tops and scroll past if you make it that long on a new cold audience who's never seen your content. So we want super short videos for reach and distribution for growth. We want the longer reels, 30 seconds and beyond, to serve your existing audience. Those are where you give the value. Those are where you give the knowledge. Those are where you give the value add content that our clients, our customers, our target audience want, but you can't come out to a cold audience with that longer form content with the way the distribution channels are set up.
So do we look at the 30 seconds or less as kind of like, the bait or whatever, the teaser, and then we hope that they then go to our profile, follow us?
Yes, absolutely. And so we want those short videos that are like a one tip thing, right? This is not going to be like how to prepare your home for fire season, right? Like that's a long video. But, what does the new NAR ruling mean for you? And it could be something as super simple as like, here's 2 or 3 really short bullet points. And that video is 9 seconds, 12 seconds long. And then that's it. And it's like, go to my link in bio for more, or follow me for more information. Like you have some sort of simple call to action. And what happens is they come over to your profile. If they consume it and they like it, they go to your profile, they're going to see all your other content, which probably has more information around that. Or
Okay.
here's the advantage to Reels.
Mm-hmm.
If you watch one of my Reels and you don't follow me, so I get a 12-second reel out to you somehow through distribution, whether it's explore, recommended post, whatever it is, and you watch that whole 12 seconds, or even like 8 of the 12 seconds, Instagram's tracking that behavior and they go, huh, all right, cool. You liked my video. So the next time I post a reel, Instagram's going to show it to you again, the new one. And if you consume that one, Instagram goes, well, now we know you like Jen's content. So it becomes a pseudo follow. They're not actually following you. You don't have the metric that says they're following you, but they start regularly seeing your content in this kind of for you, these recommended posts. And so they start seeing more of your content, and then they will start seeing the longer videos. They will start seeing your other posts and their feed recommendations. So it works to build towards that, even though you may not see the actual follower count grow.
Okay.
And this is why it all goes back again to reach is the key metric, because reach doesn't, you can reach a whole bunch of people who aren't your existing followers.
Right. Okay. Question on the short reels, 30 seconds or less. That's us kind of attraction. We're hoping that content gets some views, engagement. So it sends a signal to Instagram to push this out to more people and reach more people, right?
Yes.
Then knowing the behavior on Instagram, like you said, you got like a 3 seconds or less or whatever. On reels in general, I don't know if it's different for these specific less than 30 seconds. How important is it to have a caption on that video frame that they see?
It depends on the video. So there's kind of like 3 types of reels. So option 1 is going to be a super short reel. You're going to put a few bullet points in the text and you're going to have basically no caption. It's going to be something, basic, like, go to my link in bio or follow me for more, or, it's literally just a short video with a couple things, and it's intended to get people to watch that reel on loop 2 or 3 times to be able to consume the content that's in that reel, not reading a caption.
Okay.
Second type of video is you do a super short reel with a very long caption. So these ones, someone had posted it up in here, it's like a looping video, right? So your video may only be like 2 seconds. I think they refer to it as a blink video, right? And so the idea being, you put up a title, you put up a text box, something like a question, right? So, what does NAR ruling mean for you? And then you write this really long 2,000 character caption, because you can have 2,200 characters, but you flood the caption. The idea behind this being, you aren't going to watch it in the video. You're going to see the video to get your attention. You're going to open the caption. While you read those 2,000 characters, that video is now played 8 times, 12 times in your feed. So it looks like you really liked that content, but you're disseminating the information almost as you would in a feed post with a long caption. You just have a looping video behind it. If you do these, do a dark background for your videos. The last thing you want, for the sake of argument, I'm going to probably throw Dina under the bus, because she's got a very bright background behind her. If you put text on that, it's white text on an Instagram video, you can't see that. So you want something that's more like just video background, where it's dark and the white text stands out so people can read it. Otherwise, they're not reading it. The third video option is,
finish that now. Yep.
Yeah, the third video option is where you're going to do everything in the video. So you're going to have a very long video where you have all the information, everything they need is in the verbal content that I threw out at you, in which case you have a short caption. Your caption is basically the title. It is basically like what the topic of the video is, and maybe a call to action. So it depends on how you want to craft your video in terms of how long your caption will be.
Okay. I'm going to have to ask it just to make sure I understand. This is self-serving, so if you all want to get in on something, please jump in. But I was under the impression that, and maybe we need to clarify, back to the actual headline for the video, if you will, being actually text over the video.
Yes.
That's how important is that for Reels? That should always be there.
That is critical. And Adam Mazzari just told us it wasn't, and then they released a new test feature that proves it is. So screw him. So here's the thing. Your video, when it shows up in Explore, a new feed, recommendation, they go to your profile, whatever it is, if that video starts playing, they don't know who you are. They don't know what you're talking about. They don't know your face. They don't care if it's relevant. They're not going to watch it. But throwing up that text box across the first anywhere from like 0.1 to 1 second of the video, it just has to be on there long enough that when they're scrolling and you start talking or the music starts playing and the video starts doing whatever it does, that title is a text box on the screen that tells them what that video is. It will drastically increase your retention and the views in front of your target audience. It will also send some people away that aren't going to watch it. That's okay. We don't need their view. They're not your target audience. So having that title as a text box is critical.
I've always looked at that as the headline for the video.
Yes.
Yeah, just like a book title, right?
Yeah, and it can drop off, like I said, within the first second. It's just there so that when someone's scrolling and the video starts, they know what the video is about.
Okay, this might be relevant to the question I was going to ask you. I see Caitlin's question. Let me set this up and then answer her question as well. Is, in regards to, like you mentioned, the white background, the white text, etc. To me, using editing platforms like CapCut or other things to package that video. To Caitlin's point, she feels pressure to make Instagram pretty. Reels covers. What do you say about that?
So yes and yes. When it comes to your video, if you want to use something like CapCut or another video editing tool, that's perfectly fine. But the key is that you still edit within Instagram. So if you make the video in its entirety in CapCut, you upload it to Instagram and say publish. Instagram goes, no, we know you put that video elsewhere. We know it's on TikTok. We know it's on YouTube Shorts. We know it's on LinkedIn. We know it's everywhere else. This is not original content to Instagram. It will reduce your reach on average. If you do all your editing in CapCut, push it into Instagram, swipe and throw a filter on it. That's an edit. Put a music behind it that you didn't do in CapCut. That's an edit. Put the text box on that you just mentioned, Jeff. Do that in app. That's an edit. The more of these little tiny, almost minuscule edits are enough to tell Instagram this is original content. That video as it is formatted in Instagram does not exist elsewhere. It will increase your reach and distribution. Not exponentially, but these days I will take all the reach and distribution I can get. So that matters. We want to make sure that you're not doing 100% design outside and then just putting it into Instagram. Now go ahead.
Yeah, real quick, just said otherwise. So what Instagram wants to see is you're using some of their built-in features. That's like a blip, a sign of life that you're doing some editing within the app, and so therefore they assume it's native.
Yes, and unique. Okay. There's still this, invisible, non-invisible war with TikTok. So anything they can do to be like, you didn't put this on TikTok, we want original content on Instagram. So any sort of edit will help prove that.
All right. What's your thought then about using third-party platforms? You might have answered it, but I want to be really clear. Third-party platforms for posting, ... Because I remember, I'm sure you do as well, back in the day, social media marketing world and all these peeps were like doing these studies, right, of comparing posting within Plat versus, what do you say about that?
In general, we don't see that being an issue on Instagram. I won't talk to the data on Facebook, although everyone tells us it doesn't matter on Facebook anymore, but I still question that reality. There is no data to support it on Instagram specifically. My concern with things like Reels, yes, you can upload it, put it in a third-party tool and publish, but it puts you in that it's been edited outside. There's no editing within app if you do a scheduling tool. So typically what I do, the only content I produce natively on the platform, well, I'll do stories, but the only content I produce natively on the platform is Reels. So I will take whatever video I have, I upload it to Instagram. When I have it done, I just save it as a draft. I use a scheduling tool. I use Agorapulse. and I have a note on that day. Like, so today I have to get a reel out, and I have a note that tells me what reel to go to. And so I literally just go to my drafts, find that reel, and I just hit publish. It's already ready to go. I've already done my edits. I've already, put my cover on it. I've already put my caption on it, my hashtags, everything is there. I just have to publish on the day that I want that reel to go out. So I do keep all my reels native to the platform.
I apologize if I'm a little slow on the uptake here. You're editing the video in Instagram, but you're publishing it from Agora Pulse.
No, videos I publish on Instagram. I do everything on Instagram. I just make a note on my scheduling tool to remind me to go publish it on Instagram.
You're using Agora Pulse to send to remind you?
Yes.
Oh, interesting. Versus publishing.
Yes, I use Instagram to publish, or Agora Pulse to publish everything else. So all my feed, my carousels,
images,
all of that goes through Agora Pulse, and it's an auto publish. But I just use it as a reminder, and then I physically go into Instagram to publish reels.
Because you want every maximization opportunity possible. So that's why you're going to do the videos, reels in Instagram.
Yes.
Okay.
And Jen, what have you noticed as far as scheduling reels or Instagram posts through Meta Business Suite?
But it is clunky AF, and I avoid it at all costs.
Yes. I just didn't know if you saw any success or not.
Nope. I literally avoid Meta platforms at all costs. For that reason, it is one of these things where they try. I don't know how hard they try. They try to give us these tools for, free access and keeping everything within the platform, but it is so unreliable. It is clunky. It is difficult to manage. You schedule something, and then literally 3 hours later, you're like, where's my post? It doesn't even exist in Meta anymore. It's gone. It not only didn't schedule, your video's gone. And you're like, where did it go? And then it pops back up tomorrow, and you're like, cool, well, I don't need it now. I honestly avoid the Meta scheduling tools at all costs.
Thank you.
That's so funny. Their own native tools, and just, gosh, can't get it right.
So if possible, I do want to answer, because you did ask about Caitlin's question, and I know there's more questions popping in the chat, and I love it. I'll stay here for 3 hours, you guys. I really can't, but I'll stay here all day. I love this. I love all your questions. So Caitlin asked about the Reels covers, and my opinion on this is you do need a Reels cover. It doesn't have to be fancy. It does not have to be edited in Canva and be all glamorous and perfectly edited to match your grid aesthetic, but you do need a reel cover. And with that cover, it's going to be essentially whatever is in the video. It can be a screenshot from the video, and it needs the text, the title of the video. Ideally, if you can add your brand logo, your brand colors, something else, that helps, but it must be the title of the video, because again, what happens is somebody who doesn't know you comes to your profile, whether they go to your grid or they go to the Reels tab, they're going to see all of these videos. They don't know who you are. And they're like, which video should I watch? And they watch one, and it's totally irrelevant to what they're looking for. Bye, Felicia, they're gone. If they pick the right one, oh, that was good. Oh, that was good information. Okay, what's the next one I want to see? They scroll and find a video 5 videos down is the one they want to watch, because they're going off the topic. Additionally, hypothetically, you're already following me. You saw a video from me last week, and you were like, oh, Jen shared that video about hashtags. Which video was it? If you go to my profile, and it's just all my head everywhere, you don't know which video was talking about the hashtags. But if the caption or the title is on there, on the Reels cover, when you're scrolling through, you can be like, oh, great, there's the hashtag video she was talking about. You found it quickly, easily, and making it as easy as possible on you as the end user. So a lot of times I will literally, I film right here with my pink background. So I will literally sit here and I take a photo, and it is literally just a photo. In the exact time that I'm going to film the video, but it's a photo, I put the title on it, save it. Then I film my video, because again, I do a 1-taker, maybe 2, upload the video, and then I upload my custom cover. So I'm not taking the cover as an actual frame from the video, because I don't need that face when it has the exact title I want, right? I want my grid to not look like I'm spastic over here. So I want to make sure that I have a great angle, have the text where I want it, and then that becomes my cover, but it looks identical to what they're going to get in the video. So it stays cohesive. You don't have to do that. That's my choice of aesthetic. But if you have something you have in Canva, I do all my tea tactics and tenacity. It's a live show I do every Sunday morning whenever I get my tea ready. I do not have a set time. That is a set cover. It is the same cover every time. I just change the title of what that video topic is. So that is just the same in my grid over and over and over. It's the same photo. It's the same thing, because that one I don't want to change the cover. I want people to know that everyone they see that is that specific video series. So you can choose how you want to mix those in.
Real quick, well, you guys can keep talking. I just want to show your Reels page here. So this will show what you're talking about with all the title.
Yeah. So you can see I've got the Tea Tactics and Tenacity. The title's at the top. So when it crops to the square, you don't see the title. You just see the square of the Tea Tactics and Tenacity, which basically looks like a podcast cover. And then all my other ones, most of those are a photo, not a screenshot from the video. But some of them are screenshots from the videos, and you can tell because like the one in the yellow dress, that is a very funny, awkward face, and I would not make that one in the photo. That is a screenshot from the video, because I'm like,
yeah, but you got 6,500 views, so there you go.
Yeah, that one did really well. I've been doing really well with that video, so it was good.
All right, we'll come back to your Instagram in a moment if it makes sense. I mean, while I'm looking at this, by the way, I do think it's relevant to talk about bios if you want to hit on that for a second. And the reason why, which is funny, I did a live stream yesterday with somebody, and there was somebody on the live stream, a mortgage person. And I went to his bio, and he was getting advice from someone else, a self-proclaimed coach per se, right, with social and Instagram, to be more of the friend, right? Be more of the, hey, this isn't about business or whatever. And I was just looking at it from a consumer standpoint of going, like, I don't even know you're in mortgage, man. Like, how the hell, why would I even, like, if I come to your page and I see nothing in the bio that I can connect. So what do you say about bios?
Yes. So 3 things in your bio: who you are, what you do, and what's in it for them. Those are the 3 key things that should be in every bio. And the what's in it for them can be any variety of things. It could be, I'm going to help you buy your next home. That could be the what's in it for them, right? It doesn't have to be like, click the link below to read blog posts or whatever it is. But there has to be something that tells them as the consumer why they should care about you, why they should follow your account. So that who you are is essentially some description of you. You know, are you, the top ranked realtor in that region? Do you specialize with first-time home buyers, or do you specialize with people who are empty nesting and downsizing? Like, if you have a specialty that you typically work with, or a certain region that you work with, that could be the who you are, or it could be the what you do. You get to decide what that looks like. The who you are can also be things related to, like I have in mind that I'm a single mom. That's something that people connect with. Once they realize I'm an Instagram expert, I'm a speaker, I'm an author, oh, and she's a single mom. That becomes the personalized connection. So we do want some sort of personal component. I always use the example, this was years and years ago, but there was a realtor, she was out on the East Coast, and the one thing she changed in her bio was that she put that she was a marathon runner. And that single statement brought her in multiple new clients, because people who are marathon runners are a certain breed of people. I am not a marathon runner, let me just tell you. So that's not going to convince me to work with you. But whether it's a mortgage broker, or whether it is, somebody who is a real estate agent or a coach in the industry, something, these are very personal things. Like, just fun fact, I'm literally going through interviewing mortgage brokers right now. To turn over my entire life finances to a stranger, to work with a realtor who's going to have to go through my entire, life experiences with me, these are very personal decisions. So we do want a personal component in that bio that is relatable, and a lot of it does come down to, your vibe, your style, who you relate to. And that is why the bio is your 30-second elevator pitch. It's your chance to connect with that new person. When somebody's following you, they'll never read your bio again. They don't care. They're already following you. They already know who you are. So your bio is for that first-time visitor, who you are, what you do, what's in it for them. and how can you make that a connection that they actually care about from a professional standpoint with a little bit of personalization to it.
Love it. Real quick, I'm compelled to give a shout out to two people. Liz Reese, what's up? Liz, Instagram's your main jam, if I'm correct on that. But here's an example of a bio here, right? Pretty clear who she is, what she does. She's doing a great job.
So
with all
there's an
these
example, helping you build a clear
Mhm.
mortgage plan. So that's the what's in it for you. Liz, I'm giving you high fives. That's great. She's literally telling me what's in it for me. She's going to build my clear mortgage plan. I'm like, done, sold. I need that. That's an immediate connection point. And then she has, you know, the additional things that she does. You can call her, schedule a free call. Liz, I would put a little bit more personalization in here, just a little bit more. I mean, I love your glasses. I love the vibe just from looking at your the screenshots. You seem like a very outgoing, lively person. I'd love to see a little bit more of a personality explained in your bio, but this is already off to a really good start.
Yep. And then real quick, here's another one. I know Katie, she's got I think a really well-structured bio.
Yes. So again, #1 female loan originator. Great. #1, great. Female, great. Do I want to work with a female? Because I'm going to tell you, a lot of loan officers that are men, no offense, have a totally different approach than women do. And as a woman, I mean, I'm moving with my boyfriend, so we have two perspectives on life. But this is something that, you know, that is a big stepping point for some people. They're going to want to work only with a woman, so they want to know that top 100 women loan officers in the U.S. Again, qualifying who she is, what she does. I save buyers time and money. What's in it for me as the consumer? She just told me she's going to save me time and money. And then she's got her personality, right? The lake bum, the 90s rap expert, and in search of the perfect espresso martini. Girl, I want to be your bestie. So like already, like this is a great bio. Literally for all of you hosts on the call, screenshot this. Katie, I want to use this for future examples in upcoming presentations. This is great. You are literally hitting on all three of those things. It's quirky, it's educational, it's valuable, it's fun, it's you. I love it.
Yep. Does the blue check mark make any difference?
In the grand scheme, no. As an average consumer, they don't really care if it's there or not. It's more of you're paying for Meta Verified, which should give you a little additional security and a little additional support. But I know 2 people right now who pay for Meta Verified and had their accounts taken down, and it's been 3 months and still haven't got their accounts back. So I don't know what paying $11 a month is really doing for anybody. But it is a little bit of a validation. And what does happen, you know, a lot of us will get, you know, I'm losing words, duplicated online, right? So someone will they'll clone your account, right? They want to look like you and they want to attack all your followers with crypto or, you know, some sort of investment thing. So having the check mark can be a little bit of a validation that like it is the right account, that this is really you. But most consumers aren't looking for that check mark to say, oh, I know this is the real account. So it's not a significant value in terms of like the end user.
Let me jump back into the question feed here. What about times to post and following those? Do you look at third party like Metricool? Do you look at your own analytics for best time to post?
So in general, I tell people time of day does not matter. The algorithm does not care. If you post at 7 a.m. and I log in at 3 p.m. and I'll always see your content, I like your content, I love your content, I'm going to see it at 3 p.m. at the top of my feed. If you post at 7 a.m. and I log in at 7:10 and I never interact with your content, I'm not going to see it. Time of day does not matter as much as day of the week. So if you're only posting 2 days a week, when is your audience online? If your audience is coming on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but you're posting Monday, Tuesday, you're not hitting your audience when they are there. So we want to make sure that we're thinking more about the day of the week. If your audience is typically active during the weekdays, post during the weekdays. If your audience is active on the weekends, you want to be posting on the weekends. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday is your posting schedule, or Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, or something like that. The day of the week matters much more than the time of day.
So you would suggest looking at your Instagram insights to see when your audience is online?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Instagram insights are a good starting point. They're fairly accurate. But literally, I can guarantee that 80% of you on this call are going to go look at them. It's going to say it's the same on every single day. So if that's the case, you just kind of have to wing it and test it. Or if you know your target audience, like if you know your target audience is working moms, they're not checking their phone after school hours, right? So they're probably not doing this as much during like the daytime. They're going to be an evening and a weekend type consumer because they're working during the day. They got the kids home after school. They got to get the kids to bed and do all the things. And they're maybe checking it at nighttime, but they're scrolling aimlessly, right? So they're going to be more prone to taking your content on the weekends. If you are targeting somebody like business people who work in a major city like Chicago or New York who rely on public transportation, Monday through Friday are your key target areas because they're sitting there on public transportation, scrolling through their phones before and after work, and they're there every Monday through Friday. So that's your target window. So you start to figure out what their behaviors are based on who your target audience is. And to Travis's point, our audience is realtors. They're online all times a day, 7 days a week. Exactly.
Okay, so what is your, in terms of deciding the type of content, you know, I got reels, I got carousels, I just got feed posts, you know, if we're looking to grow
direct messages,
stories, yeah, sorry, I forgot about stories. Right, what should we prioritize if we're looking to expand our reach?
So what I typically tell people, and this is to recalibrate your baseline. So if you're posting every single day, it's probably too much. You should not be posting 7 days a week on average. Caitlin, I saw the go, what? Everyone tells you to post every single day. Honestly, no, I'm currently about a 5 day a week. I sometimes push until like a 6, but I'm at about 5 days a week that I post. And that is because I'm in a current test phase to test doing more reels. Normally, I'm about 4 times a week for my personal content. I tell most, quote, small businesses 3 to 5 times a week is going to be your sweet spot. You do not need to be creating content 7 days a week. And if you are, you're probably hurting yourself because on Instagram, quality matters more than quantity. Now, reels, it's a little bit more balanced and quantity matters more. But for feed posts, carousels, those sorts of things, it's really about the quality because if I put up content to check the box, I posted a piece of content and it's not good, it doesn't resonate with the audience, it's not a good visual, it's not a good value add, it's not entertaining, it's not whatever it is. If you scroll past my content and don't interact with it in any way, shape, or form, you don't stop, you don't watch, you don't swipe, you don't open the caption, whatever it is, you scroll past. That is a negative ranking algorithmically. So the next time my content shows up in your feed, Instagram waits to see how you react to it. You scroll past it because it's mediocre content. Instagram goes, okay, you're really not liking Jen Herman these days. And I start ranking lower and lower and lower in your feed. However, if every single time I post, you swipe that carousel, you read that caption, you scroll back and read it again because you wanted to take it in, Instagram starts putting me at the top of your feed. They know that you want my content, so they want to put it in front of you. So I would rather you post once a week and have it be epic, amazing content than post 7 days a week and have it be mediocre content. It will hurt you more to do worse content. So quantity is not as important as quality. So that being said, what I typically recommend if you want to recalibrate and figure out what's working for you, go to 3 times a week, maybe 4, but 3 times a week, do 1 reel, 1 feed, 1 carousel. You're going to do this for 6 to 8 weeks. So you're doing 1 reel a week, 1 feed post, which means a single photo with a caption, and 1 carousel where they can swipe through 2 to 20 slides in the carousel and a caption. Do this for 6 to 8 weeks and you will know what your audience actually wants. You will know what is getting distribution. It takes 6 to 8 weeks for the algorithm and your audience to adjust to your change in content. So if right now you're doing 4 reels a week and that's all you're doing, you're alienating your feed audience. You don't know if they're even seeing your content. And like, fun fact, I would rather be in the feed than in the reels, right? So if you're only creating reels, I'm not seeing your content. Versus somebody who only looks at reels, if you're only creating feeds, they're not seeing your feed posts because they're always in reels. So this allows you to start figuring out what your audience wants. What's driving the views? What's driving the traffic? What's driving those conversions to your website? You may find reels are really, really good for exposure, top of funnel, getting a ton of engagement, likes, and comments. But when you want someone to actually go check out those MLS listings, when you have someone who wants to actually fill out that intake form, when you have someone who wants to learn more about your business, that may be coming from carousels. So this routine of 3 posts a week for 6 to 8 weeks will help you calibrate and figure out what works for you, regardless of what me or any other expert in the world tells you you should be doing. Carousel, Tony, is if you go into Instagram, there's a bunch of dots under the photo and you can swipe horizontally through a carousel. So you can have, if you go to that one in the, scroll down, I haven't done a carousel. Yeah, that one actually is one. So there's multiple slides in the carousel. And so there can be photos and or videos, but it's anywhere from 2 to 20, what we call slides. So the carousel, you're swiping horizontally through the content.
Thank you. That was great. This has been awesome. I mean, I've taken more notes than I've done in a while.
Great. Love it.
While I'm here, let's jump into the debate over hashtags. Dead, relevant, alive, because you have a lot of them. So tell us.
I do. And here's the thing, if you really want, because I could talk hashtags for the next 48 minutes. If you really want to, if you go to my, either my Instagram account and go to link in bio or go to my website, Jenn'sTrends.com, go to the books tab. It's that ebook right there at the top of my feed. It's called Hashtags Unlocked. So if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see, I have a free ebook on 12 Reels ideas. That one right there is a $9 ebook. It's called Hashtags Unlocked. It's a 20+ page PDF that walks you through everything you need to know about hashtags, why they matter, dispelling all the myths, how to find the hashtags that actually matter for you. It gives you a worksheet in there so you can actually create your list of hashtags. And it even gives you a hypothetical that says, if Instagram was to stop letting us use 30 hashtags, because they did that for a little while, it was a glitch that they weren't supposed to roll out, but we all saw it. If that happens, here's how to prepare for that. Here's what to do now if that changes. So that being said, yes, hashtags matter. They are one of the key indicators for keyword search. So if somebody goes to Instagram now, they can do keyword search. You couldn't do this 4 years ago. This rolled out in 2020. Now I could say, Laguna Beach real estate, and I can type that in as a keyword, and Instagram is going to populate a series of results of content that match that keyword. What Instagram is looking at for those keyword searches is specifically your profile description. Does your profile description talk about real estate and Laguna Beach? It's going to look at that individual post caption. Does that caption talk about real estate in Laguna Beach? And it's going to look at your hashtags. Do your hashtags talk about real estate and Laguna Beach? The hashtags are where you can keyword stuff. We don't want to keyword stuff like it's 2002. Okay, we're not doing that in our captions, but your keywords allow you to put that description in there. So this is not like, you don't have to do back in the day where you had to do like hashtag, restaurant, hashtag restaurants, like you back in the day, back hashtag. You don't need to go that extreme. But we do want to make sure you're putting things in there for the local geographical areas that you serve. That, people looking for mortgages, what are the keywords associated with that? People looking for homes, what are the keywords associated with that? We want those in there. And why this matters, I literally just pulled this example for a presentation last month. I put in, I can't remember, I think it was like real estate. No, it was homes, Newport Beach. The #1 post that came up in that search result was a carousel from 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Wow. That was the #1 post because it was the best ranked post between hashtags and then caption and their description of their bio. And it was a construction company. It wasn't even a real estate person. It was a construction company. And they were the #1 top result in a whole list of thousands of search. That post was over 2 years old. So that is why the hashtags are so important. They will rank your content forever. So we don't want to stop using them. But key to success right now, those hashtags have to stay in the caption. You cannot put them in a comment for keyword search. In a comment, they still work for hashtag search, but the hashtag algorithm will only scrape the data in the caption for ranking for keyword search. So we want to make sure that you are leaving those hashtags in the caption.
I'm sorry if I missed it, but did you say there was like a range of number of hashtags to use?
You can still use up to 30. I recommend a minimum of 20. So the more, the better.
So then that gets to like, how do I know, hashtag research, right? I think you might have mentioned this or it's in your book, but we want to make sure we're using relevant we don't want to be just stuffing for the sake of hitting 20.
And you don't want to use hashtag real estate. Like that doesn't help because it's too big. It's literally 8 bajillion posts and it's a global hashtag. It's not going to help you. We want real estate and then the state or the city or the neighborhood or the specific region you serve. We want those related real estate hashtags. We want things, again, homes, city, state, community, whatever it is. We don't want to use the big, broad, millions and millions and millions of posts associated with them hashtags. We want to keep it narrower because we're, especially in the real estate, the mortgage industry, for the most part, you're a geographically centered business, right? I mean, some people will work in various regions, but for the most part, I'm not going to hire a mortgage broker in New York if I live in California, right? Like there's different laws, there's different regulations. And so we want to focus on those regional components that we are showing up in the searches where our audience is searching. Also think about things that are related to what your audience is looking for in the middle of the night when they have insomnia. They're not looking for homes. They're looking for design ideas. They want to remodel their kitchen. They want to, remodel their bathroom. They're looking for home decor ideas. They're looking for, tips on how to decorate for Halloween. So it's not limiting your hashtags to just the real estate and mortgage industry. We want to use things and create content and use those related hashtags as it relates to those like additional kind of, ancillary things that your target audience is looking for.
Okay. So to that point, Glenda asks, should we use location like at Las Vegas, right? In my post? Yes.
If possible, when you are writing out your caption, listing it, tagging the location can help as well. And it's up to you how often you want to tag the physical location, but you want to, as much as possible, be using the words Las Vegas, San Diego. Like even in San Diego, I live in a very small, little, tiny community. San Diego's a big space, right? Even Las Vegas, it's a big space. There's little sub communities. You'd want to say, sub community in Las Vegas kind of thing. Like, so you'd want to list those things out within there. Yes, Caitlin, I'm here. Let's get together. And Michael just said, he said, is it being redundant if we do long captions, do we need the hashtags? If you have a long caption, hashtags are less necessary. You still want them. You could use 5 to 10. If you have a good long descriptive caption, you can use less hashtags. But if you're doing that one sentence, kind of this is the title of the reel, you want to stuff as many hashtags in there as possible. If you have a little kind of quirky, fun little statement, dump your hashtags. Because hypothetically, if I take a photo of me at the beach and I'm talking about, the fact that this is like work from anywhere, look at me, San Diego sun, blah, 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 blah. That's great. The video and the content is all about being at the beach. Instagram doesn't know that that's related to work, that it's related to a certain industry, that it's related to coaching or, whatever it is. So I want to use those hashtags so it's still ranking in content for those specific keywords, because the video and the visuals show nothing in context to what the hashtags would actually relate to.
Hey, Jen, I should have clarified. I was told by someone who's supposed to be a social media expert internally at our company that not for hashtags. She actually said only use a couple hashtags, which maybe is a good precedent for my question here and the person I'm talking about, but more so that including longer captions with real estate keywords or keywords in general will help with not just Instagram optimization, but also like SEO, the search engine. Is that true?
And so, yes, fun fact, that video that's doing really well on my Instagram account, it's exactly that topic. There's actually a setting on Instagram. You can go into your settings and you can go into I think it's under, it might be under security and privacy. I can't remember because it filmed that video a while ago. And there's a setting to toggle on be found in internet searches. So you want to toggle that setting on. If that setting is turned on, it increases the chances that you'll show up in regular SEO. And yes, that's where the big, good descriptive captions are helpful, because Google is now trolling Instagram for search results. This did not happen 2 years ago. So now we have the additional opportunity to get found in search, where yes, if someone's saying, you know, good mortgage brokers in, you know, Anaheim, California, now Google is going to start being like, well, here's an Instagram post that talks about this exact topic, about how to find a mortgage broker in Anaheim, California. So those are things that will help with that long-term SEO. We do want to use good descriptive captions that use the relevant keywords. But again, this is not keyword stuffing like, you know, 2002, where we're just literally like, this is a new trend. Please don't do this. The new trend is, instead of putting hashtags at the bottom of your caption, you literally just put a stack of keywords. Don't do this. Please don't. Instagram gets smart to these spammy tactics very quickly, and they will find a way to block that. They will literally be like, if we see a block of keywords, we're not going to scan it. So don't rely on that. It quote unquote works right now, but I'd rather you use the hashtags rather than a block of keywords, because the block of keywords looks weird. Hashtags people expect on Instagram. We all know they're going to be there. We expect to see them. So it's not going to, like, you know, deter them and be like, ew, why is there a bunch of keywords in here?
Interesting. Everybody's right now scanning for that whole SEO Google setting. And Glenda's got it. What was it, Glenda? It was account privacy.
Mine was under account privacy, and then it was toggled off. So thank you. It's under a private account.
So if you go to, yes, and it may be a little bit different for iOS and Android users, because sometimes the terminology is a little bit different. But yeah, you want to go to the 3-line button at the top of your profile. That will take you into settings and activity, and it should be under account privacy. And you have either a private account or a public account. So if you're public, the private is turned off. And then below that, it has allow public photos and videos to appear in search engine results. Toggle that on. That is defaulted to off for most people. So you want to turn that on.
I found another spot too, actually.
Perfect.
Under sharing and remixes, there's another thing that says allow website embeds on. Is that the same?
No, that is different.
Oh.
So
That's where you can embed your content on a website, or other people can.
And so, and that's something to consider too, like when it comes to the remixes and all those sorts of things. And I realize we're at the top of the hour, so if you want me to stop talking, just tell me to stop talking, Jeff, or I'll keep going.
So we'll go over a couple. Thank you.
Okay. When you're doing those remixes, it is defaulted to on, meaning anybody can remix your videos. It's also defaulted to on that anybody can download your videos. If you don't care, if this is all public content and it's stuff that you're like, I leave mine on, I'm like, go ahead, download my videos, remix my videos. I'm like, it's my voice, it's my face, my voice. Like, you can't fake me. That's fine. But if you've got content on there that is your kids or more personal things about your personal life, you can individually, when you create that content, you can go into the advanced settings and you can turn off the remix and download options. So turn those off for the more personal content that you wouldn't want people repurposing or downloading and putting on their websites or those sorts of things.
Love it, man. So much good stuff in here. We're gonna have to watch the replay, and I will send out the AI summarized version of this with all the headlines and bullets, so you guys can grab the key takeaways from this. But who's learned a few things by being here today? Yes? Show of hands. Thank you, Jen, so much. This has been amazing. I want to encourage anybody who wants to go deeper with Jen. She's obviously ChatGPT #1 person to work with Instagram, and she's a wealth of knowledge. But just to remind you, there are other ways to engage, and I'll allow you to comment on this as well, Jen. But back to her Instagram profile, her Linktree link, right? Of course, there's the hashtag book. There's the ebook of the 12 Reels ideas. But she's also available for virtual webinar and in-person conferences. Maybe you guys want to do something in your area. Do something virtually for realtors. She'll do an Instagram audit. She's available for one-on-one consultations. She's written a bunch of books. So I would definitely encourage you, this is just the tip of like the iceberg. If you want to go deeper with her, she's got tons of resources, and we put a link in the chat for that. So, but any final words on that, Jen, or anything else you want to share?
Yeah, if you want to reach out to me, please do for any of those things. If you have a question that you were like, you talked about this and I'm confused and you just want clarification, just let me know you were in today's call and I'll happily clarify. If anything else you want me to, like I said, do training or anything like that for your audience, your realtors, your office, I'm happy to do that. I also have a membership program called Profit Your Profile. It's $40 a month or $375 a year. And it's dedicated to Instagram training. That's also in that link that we had up there. And it's all like every month. We're literally live in the membership every single week. So we do various trainings. I do a training every month and I have a guest expert every month. So it's things like this. You come in and you get to learn from experts on things like SEO, photography. We've had the head of Microsoft social media come in. We've had the head of social media for Taylor Guitars. I've had real estate agents in there. So it's a ton of resource for not just Instagram, but all of your marketing, even though we focus it more on the Instagram side. So if you want to check that out, it's profityourprofile.com. It's a great resource. I love it. I love because I get to do stuff like this and hang out with people like you every week and say hi. So please look into that if that's something you want for either somebody on your team or for you if you want that additional augmented training, and you can show up for whichever trainings are valuable for you. And then other than that, just thank you. Thank you for letting me be here. Thank you for being such an amazing, engaged, question-centric audience. I love it. You guys, you make me happy. This lights up my day. So thank you for giving me the experience.
Thank you so much. We know you're very busy and appreciate you making time. And what I connect with most about you, and I got this from obviously back in 2019, but today was really reminded of it, is that you have the heart of a teacher, which is like, I think why, I connect. And I think that's why a lot of people appreciate you coming and sharing as you've done, because these people are teaching too, right? Yes. Real estate agents and others. So thank you so much for being here. I will be in touch over email after today's call. Everybody, you know what to do. Follow Jen, comment, let her know. I don't know if do you want a review on Google? Would that be helpful?
Sure. I mean, I don't really have a Google My Business, but
oh, you don't? All right.
Just
thinking, what else can we do for you?
If you go to my LinkedIn profile, I'm Jen Herman on LinkedIn. If you want to put up a recommendation on LinkedIn that you saw me here, that it was valuable, any of that sort of stuff, that helps me greatly in the long run. So that'd be great.
That's fantastic. I'll make sure to post in the Facebook group, guys. As you know, we post these replays inside your membership in MyGen classes. There's a library of past calls like this, so you can go rewatch that. But I'll also be adding the AI kind of summary and all that jazz. So, Jen, thank you so much. Everybody, happy Friday. Go apply at least one of the things you learned here today and follow, her guidelines that she shared. So, see you guys on the next one. Jump in the Facebook group, leave your wins of the week in there. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye, everybody.